On January 28, 1630 AD, the Ottoman army advanced from Mosul, where a 10,000-strong Ottoman force clashed with Zainul Abidin Khan's 40,000-man army. Khosrow Pasha then marched his troops towards Hamadan Hisandiya. His objective was to secure the conquest of Baghdad. When he arrived in Hamadan, the city was found to be completely deserted. Following the conquest of Hamadan, he then advanced towards his primary objective, which was the city of Baghdad. On the 6th of October, in the year 1630, the historic city of Baghdad was formally placed under siege. This intense siege continued for an extended period, lasting until approximately the 14th of November. On November 19th, the Ottomans launched their final and most significant assault, but they ultimately failed to succeed. The primary and true cause of their defeat was the rebellion of the Janissary army. This was due to the fact that, only a few days into the siege of Baghdad, the army had completely refused to engage in combat. Following this, in November of 1630 AD, the siege was lifted and the Ottoman forces were compelled to retreat. The direct consequence of raising this siege was that Khosrow Pasha was dismissed from his position, and Hafiz Pasha was once again appointed as the Grand Vizier. Now, considering that Khosrow Pasha had previously served as an Aga of the Janissary army and it was directly from their esteemed ranks that he had been appointed to the high office of Grand Vizier, the military forces therefore earnestly wished to see Khosrow Pasha once more occupying the prestigious post of Grand Vizier. Furthermore, they harbored profound disagreements with the administrative policies put forth by Hafiz Pasha. This was precisely why they vociferously demanded Khosrow Pasha's reinstatement to the Grand Vizierat. Listeners, it's true that the Janissary and Sipahi armies had frequently displayed acts of insubordination and rebellion, but the defiance they showed in February 1632 AD was a profoundly bitter experience for Sultan Murad, who had taken the reins of the empire into his own hands that very year. After their unsuccessful return from the Baghdad campaign, these rebels, incited by Rajab Pasha, gathered one day before the imperial palace and, with extreme insolence and persistent demands, called for the assassination of Grand Vizier Hafiz Pasha, Grand Mufti Yahya, Daftardar Mustafa, and several other trusted officials of the Sultan. Sultan Murad tried with all his might to make them understand, but they simply would not agree to anything. Rather, they issued a threat to him, saying that if he failed to accept their demands, the consequences would be dire for him personally. Finally, Murad, feeling utterly compelled, summoned Hafiz Pasha and informed him of the rebels' demands. Hafiz Pasha replied, "My king, the lives of 1,000 slaves like Hafiz are sacrificed for you, as a madapan. My only plea to you is that you do not take my life with your own hands, but rather deliver me into the custody of these very people, so that I may be granted the honor of martyrdom, and the full burden of my spilled blood may fall squarely upon their heads." After this, Hafiz Pasha, reciting Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, advanced with utmost bravery towards the rebels. Sultan Murad, upon witnessing this truly heart-wrenching scene before him, could not possibly hold back his flowing tears. The ministers of the empire, who were also present on this solemn and grave occasion, watched this gruesome spectacle with tear-filled eyes. The instant Hafiz Pasha advanced, the rebels, like bloodthirsty beasts, fiercely pounced upon him. Hafiz Pasha, with one devastating blow, swiftly eliminated the very first aggressor. Upon witnessing this, the remaining soldiers immediately descended upon him, brutally stabbing him to death with their daggers. A Janissary soldier climbed onto his chest and cut off his head, and when he was done with his task, Sultan Murad said in a loud voice, "God's will be done, but O bloodthirsty humans, the time that has been appointed by it, at that very moment revenge will certainly be taken from you. You have neither fear of Allah, nor do you show any respect for the Sharia of the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him." However, this threat had absolutely no effect on the rebels. Within 2 months, many other innocent people were brutally murdered by the hands of these rebels. Even on the very issue of Sultan Murad's dethronement, there were open discussions happening within the army, and Sultan Murad was perfectly aware that he had only two paths laid out before him, either to brace himself for his own impending assassination or to leave absolutely no stone unturned in the complete eradication of the rebels. Fortunately, there were also a few individuals within the military ranks who were profoundly disgusted by the rebellious and wayward conduct of their comrades. Thus people appeared before the Sultan and made this promise. A daring and valiant corps on which one could always rely was secretly and gradually formed. The mutual jealousy between the Janissary and soldier corps also proved very helpful in the Sultan's objective.